Welcome to Hudson Valley Focus Live. Mike Lindell, what are the odds from Crack Addict to CEO? And, of course, Mr. MyPillow. Good morning, Mike Lindell.
Good morning, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad that you were able to join us this morning. And I think Uncle Mike told you that Tracy is in the studio with me, registered dietitian. And Mike, I want to just lay this down for a second because we started out early this morning here talking about stress, anxiety. Tracy was in talking about food, nutrition, foods to help us sleep better. Mike Lindell, I think all of these play together. And, of course, your background, overcoming addiction, it all in my mind boils down to us taking care of ourselves. Your thoughts, please?
Absolutely. And, God gave me an idea for a pillow that actually adjusts to keep your neck straight at night. That ties right in with it, too. And, yeah, it is. It's taking care of your body, and through sleep's one of the most important things there is to your health. There is.
It certainly is, and I want to come back. I don't want to skip over the point about whether you think about it as God or spirituality. Taking care of that part of our being, I believe, is part of your message also. Correct?
Absolutely. That's my book, From Crack Addict to CEO. There's so many divine appointments, divine intervention in there, and my faith is what kept me going all those years. I had 14 near-death experiences, and I was a cocaine addict for 20 years, and then a crack addict for 9 years, and it was just miraculous being able to quit and to get through it all.
What do you think, Mike Lindell, what do you think was the turning point that allowed you to overcome that?
Well, I had a friend of mine that came to me in 2008. I had drug dealers do an intervention on me, which wasn't real normal. I'd been up for 14 days, and they came. I came outside. I was in downtown Minneapolis, and I came out. I said, "What are you guys doing?" They said, "Well, we're cutting you off. You've been awake for 14 days." And I waited till the last one went to sleep, and I went down the streets of Minneapolis, and I couldn't buy crack anywhere. And I came back upstairs, and the guy's waiting up for me, and he said, "How'd that work out for you?" He said, "You've been telling us for years this pill is just a platform for God, and you're going to come back and help us all someday get out of this addiction lifestyle we're leading. And we're not going to let you die on us." And one of the things that happened then after that was my friend came to me who was my equal. I call him a hope match. And he came, and he had gotten through it. He had been 4 years straight. And I said to him, I said, "Dick, how, is it boring?" And he said, "No, man, it ain't boring." And, so many times people they go into like secular to get secular treatment or help. And you don't have God, and you don't have the faith-based treatment centers, which is your Teen Challenge, Salvation Army, things like that, where you have a foundation, something there when you get out and get your heart restored, why you were an addict in the first place. And I think for me, it was you go back to childhood. My family divorced when I was, my mom and dad divorced when I was 7 years old, and divorces weren't common in 1969. And I think addiction comes from fatherlessness. It comes from childhood wounds and trauma. I don't believe it's a disease, and I believe it's, those things manifest into unworthiness and rejection and things like that. And then people take, drugs and addiction to mass pain.
Certainly all of those items play together. On the phone with me, Mike Lindell, and the book is What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO? And Mike Lindell, that book is available on Amazon and as well as MikeLindell.com, I believe, correct?
Well, MyStore.com is my new platform for entrepreneurs. It's called MyStore.com, and it's going to be a big, safe platform for inventors and entrepreneurs everywhere.
Exactly. And Tracy is in studio with me. And of course, as I said, she is a registered dietitian. And Mike Lindell, this idea about Tracy.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
And talking about really also, Tracy, proper nutrition as a way to help us overcome, strengthen ourselves against addictions.
Well, yeah, because again, you talk about that anxiety piece. and how that plays in, and how our foods are so are not nutrient dense anymore. So, omega-3s, magnesium, vitamin D, we talk about all of those things, eating real foods, fermented foods, keeping your gut healthy, and all that, again, plays into the whole sleep, stress, cycle.
Mike?
Yeah, especially when you have quit, somebody coming out of addiction, to stay stabilized. I agree. Good diet and good sleep plays a big part in that. Absolutely.
Big part of it, for sure. And I'm curious how you have really expanded your product line, from MyPillow, those commercials on early morning TV, but it's a much bigger product line now that you have available, correct?
Yeah, and it's not just early morning TV. I'm 24/7.
Right.
I'm on all the time now, and I've expanded to product. The stuff that actually helps people, which is my bed toppers, which help your delta sleep. You have sleep cycles where you need REM sleep and delta sleep, and even my sheets enhance your sleep. And so, yeah, I've expanded to travel pillows, roll and go pillows, sheets, beds. I have a new bed coming out, actual beds. But what I do is every time I invent a product, I reverse engineer what are the problems and what are the solutions to that individual problem.
Right.
And that's how they all function as something useful, something people need.
Exactly. Mike Lindell, if someone's listening to us now and they think, well, Mike Lindell did it, but I'm kind of down and out, I can't do it. What do you say to that individual to inspire them to take those initial steps?
Well, I've got something coming out called the Lindell Recovery Network that's going to get millions of addicts out of addiction. But in the meantime, everybody out there, we know people are dying from opiate addiction and everything else going on. But there's also people that have made it through. And I would go, look to them, look to the ones friends, family, neighbors, whatever, somebody that's made it through, and how did they get there? And that's your hope match. And that's if you know someone out there your same age, same addiction, and they made it through, that's what you got to go. How did they do it? You're going to find out 90% of the time or more they went to a faith-based treatment centers. That's what, like the Teen Challenge, the Union Gospels, Salvation Armies. They've been doing this since Salvation Army since 1886.
Yes,
that's what they do. Their addiction. They you can't get a better place to go than those. You have 80-some% success rates, and you go where the success is, and so you look for hope.
You've got it. Well, Mike Lindell, what are the odds from Crack Addict to CEO? I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us here on Hudson Valley Focus Live, and we'll look forward to all of your messaging out there in the nation. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks. God bless.
You're very welcome.